This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Good morning, guys. It was a big show this week. TV personality and celebrity vet Dr. Chris Brown was on, and apparently Kate and him are a thing.
Oh, Mum, she ran into him in the hospital and they were sitting in a waiting room, and I think she said something like, I think you might be engaged to my daughter.
Yes, she did. According to
She absolutely
idea.
did.
Can you sign my woman's dough for me?
I think she supplied the photo, to be honest.
Jurassic Park fans, get ready because we had the iconic Hollywood action star Sam Neill in the studio.
Keep absolutely still.
And the theme of Kate being single continued.
We're throwing a singles ball.
I'm
now.
a single man.
Kate Ritchie is a single lady.
I think it would be slightly inappropriate given the age
well,
difference.
Yeah, and he also insulted me.
No, I was flirting.
Yes.
I was trying to make myself look attractive.
Oh, you're so clever, Mr. Neil.
Good friend of the show and hilarious comedian Jim Jeffries was on again.
When Brad Pitt was my weatherman on my TV show, they go, Brad's got to get his suit back. And Brad Pitt texted me back and he said, I'll give it to Goodwill. I didn't give it to Goodwill. It did fit my then 80-year-old father. My dad has a fitted linen suit that Brad Pitt wore. This for the year after my mother died. So my father's back on the dating scene. So he made my assistant Jack here laminate a photo of Brad Pitt wearing the suit so it could fit in his breast pocket.
No way.
And what my dad does is he goes out on dates and he goes, and when the women start losing interest, then boom, I pull out the photo.
He then moved on to telling us about his worst ever show.
One time I had to do Glastonbury and they said, oh, you're closing out the Saturday. You're the headline act of the
God.
Saturday. It's like, oh, very prestigious. But it turned out the headline act on the main stage was Paul McCartney. So no one showed up to see me. And there was just all these kids on drugs in the mud. I could hear them a mile away going, nah, 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 nah.
Kate recently became a soccer mum. You're a big fan of the game soccer, right, Kate?
Yeah, well, football. We like to call it football in our house.
I call it the world game.
When I messaged Alana Kennedy about being a
here we
soccer
go.
mum, she said, welcome. I think she said something like, could be the coolest soccer mum she's ever
No,
seen.
she wrote who dis.
New phone who dis blocked.
From soccer to pets, Kate's dog Annie is doing some questionable things around the house.
Does Annie get a cuddle at this time of night when it's nice and cold?
No, at our house we have the baby gate.
Wow.
Even though my daughter's almost 10, we still have a baby gate on the
Mae's still got a
stairwell.
baby gate.
It's actually to keep me upstairs. She's like, Mum, seriously, don't come down here and bother me. I'm trying to watch the investigators. And no, Annie's not allowed. And because you give Annie an inch, she will take a mile.
Or the cost out of your underpants.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, what do you prefer? And I have to start taking them off. And
And if that's not bad enough, Kate gave us one of the most random stories about how you can relieve your cat's frustrations if they're on heat.
the cat, who is yet to be dissexed.
Yeah. What's he do to
So the cat's carrying on, right? You grab the cat by the back of the neck. Ugh. Right, like that. You start rubbing. The cat's tail will move to one side or the other.
What's going on?
Some moment.
Who stitched us? Is this a go?
It's not.
Yeah, okay, so you can get that one on the podcast because if I play that in full, I'm most likely going to get fired.
Oh boy!
The guys took a turn down memory lane telling us about a guy who came in and cracked 12 double-yolked eggs in a row.
No
And he
way.
cracked the 12th one in here live on air.
That's right, and it's a double.
Do you remember that
We
day?
win a radio
Oh,
award.
I remember it like it was yesterday, Tom.
Oh my God, that last egg and the celebration when we saw those two golden eyes staring back at us.
Actually, hang on, I'm just going to get through some of the archives here. Oh, there it is. Found the cassette tape. Yeah, this is it. This is the one.
Is there an art to it? Is there a special way that you crack it, or
I need to get up for this.
Nah, just standard action.
And then remember the tears afterwards.
Oh, how long did we hug for, Fitz? Could have been half an hour.
I found it hard to go home to my family.
I slept in your bed that night.
That was unbelievable. We ended up in Vegas, Ibiza. It was a huge trip.
But you wouldn't hold me.
And before we go, Whipper's mum was backstage at the project this week, and it turns out she was hitting on lead singer Phil Jamieson from Grinspoon. Yep, it was quite the moment.
You've never met him. You've met him for 3 minutes and now you're stroking his hand. But listen to Mum. Detail. And talk about Phil Jamieson's hands.
He just had the most beautiful hands. And he's just got very, very long fingers.
Soft to touch?
Well, I did actually touch his hand a little bit. But he just had very nice hands.
Which hand did you touch?
The left one. Because that's where he was sitting at the time. He was sitting right there. So I touched his left hand. I said, you have beautiful hands. He said, oh, thanks so much. It's what he was born with.
So it's in the family. So you think he's dead?
Oh, Jesus, I'm not going on about it. This is ridiculous. You're pathetic.
I actually spoke to Phil afterwards. He said that she was whispering into his ear, I love that song, Thrills, Kills and Sunday Pills.
What a week it's been, huh? See you guys next week. Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.